Take your time, y'all. We have so much time before we start. We're waiting on a bunch more, but today we'll definitely use a strap in the baskets here, some therapy balls. We'll get some time to roll. I always like to say we'll have the knees down on the mat a few times, so I like to have a blanket for some extra cushioning, and then blocks. So really, the whole shebang. Everything you see, everything the light touches, you can grab. No problem. Yeah, thanks for coming. Before you guys all came, I got here very early, but my brain is plugged into the Bad Bunny album because did anyone watch the residency on Saturday night? It's okay if you didn't. Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
He's, we're talking about Bad Bunny, very yogically related, unrelated to yoga class, but he did a 30 concert residency in Puerto Rico, and the concert was called, in Spanish, I Don't Want to Leave From Here. And he said, if you want to come see me on tour, you come to me. And he did one extra show and live streamed it on Amazon on Saturday night. And of course it was gone by then, so I was in some like YouTube portal in the evening yesterday because I was in training all weekend being like, what can I watch? Where can I see it? And my goodness, it's up on the internet still, but what a talented man. I was telling Yesenia, I was like, do I have to fly to Mexico to see him? Because he's not touring the US. But I think I can't miss this lifetime without seeing him again in concert. I saw him in 2022 at Philly, and his stage was an 18-wheeler semi-truck that split into 3 stages on top, and he just like ran around the whole thing. And even then I was like, who is this man? What's happening here? But highly suggested. Spoiler alert, is Mark Anthony came out. And everyone says he passed the generational torch from one legendary Puerto Rican to the other. Hi, Alex. Good to see you. And it was 3.5 hours long. I watched every second. With like vignettes, and he wasn't singing for the whole, he was probably singing for 3 hours of it, but in the middle there was a lot of like video projections and vignettes and storytelling. And you know, when you get attracted to one thing, you kind of go down the wormhole. I was reading all of the follow-up articles about the impact that it had on the island. It raised just under $1 billion in revenue for the island itself. And then, although Amazon is a thing, apparently we partnered with Amazon to introduce, we're talking about Bad Bunny, because I can't shut up about it. And unfortunately, now that you're here, you're subject to my personal thoughts that I will shift as soon as we start to practice.
You don't.
I know, but it's just me and my dad at home, and he doesn't care, so here we are. But he brought in a little under $1 billion in revenue, and then his partnership with Amazon, he's doing all local, like, school funding and hospital funding and STEM research for kids. Like every avenue of the Puerto Rican economy is being stimulated, and I love him. That's my final thesis, end of report. submit my paper. Hi, Fran. Good to see you. How do you feel after yesterday?
I found muscles that I didn't know I
Yeah.
had.
My dad and I were talking. He was like, "She's incredible." Watching you practice, he was
Really?
like, "She is so cool and incredible." Yeah.
Tell me. Was that? Hi.
Just like watching you go up in handstands and moving around and being here, like just in general, the energy is incredible.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I may leave early,
no problem.
but I can't hear too good. So
Come up close.
if I can't hear you and I do things wrong, don't worry.
And also, if you have to leave early, you can leave all your props. I'll take care of them.
Nice.
Yeah.
It was great though.
She was so good. She was so good. Hi.
How are you?
Good to see you. Yeah. Okay. Bonk it or
Yeah.
We are going to do some movement. Like moving towards Vishwadasana. Big hip opener, so if you want to lay your arms on your leg and just your back is open. But some options that I'll show are how does padding feel with it, or just like no padding. You can
hit on one side.
yeah, and the other side, anytime there's a version where you do it seated. You know, so you say seated and you still do all the action with the leg. If I forget to cue it, just look at me and I'll be like, you sit down, feel your hips, and then I can talk you through that version.
Okay.
Yeah, is it feeling okay?
Yeah, it feels totally fine. I have to remember to not kneel on it or else then it will.
Yeah, let me know. Yeah.
So excited you were talking about that.
Oh, did you go?
I
you were
just
there?
had a little watch at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't.
Ah.
But I looked at replay videos all day yesterday of fan reactions when
Yeah.
they did Preciosa.
Yes.
I was crying.
Me too.
Yeah,
Oh,
so good.
so good. Okay. Hi, Sarah. Good to see you. We will use all the props this afternoon. Yeah, hello. We'll use 2 blocks, a blanket. We'll definitely use a strap to the poses that we're moving towards today. And I'd love to get some time to roll. So if you want to grab some therapy balls, they're in these white baskets here. The straps are there too. I can also bring things to you as we start to use them towards the middle of practice. Yay. Good to see y'all. Lindsay was here this weekend, but we were, as beautiful as the weather was outside, we were all in here with Desiree, who came for the weekend from Mexico, and Arizona is where she's based out of. And you know that feeling of when you've been doing something for so long, be it yoga, be it a hobby, be it just walking, and somebody kind of parts the veil a little more, and then all of a sudden you're like, what I thought I knew is nothing. And I feel that way after a full weekend with her. So I'm trying my best not to immediately teach what she taught, which is all that I want to do. There might be like a few glimmers of it, but if you ever do get a chance to practice with her, she moves all around the world and all around the country. Wow, wow, wow. Unsponsored advertisement that I can give you is my dad stays with me for a couple months out of the year, and I did the workshop on Friday and Saturday, and I was talking about it so much as soon as I got home because he was the one there. He was like, fine, I'll come on Sunday, I'll be here, because I couldn't, shut up about it. And he got into handstand, so, A+. All right, unrelated to everything that we've talked about, unrelated to Bad Bunny, unrelated to Desiree. We'll move into a yoga practice today surrounding kind of stories and mythology that I've been sharing all month long. So technically, yesterday was the first calendar holiday of the holiday of the goddess. Hi, welcome in. Anywhere you like. I see some space here. You're more than welcome to come up front. Technically, yesterday started the 10-day and 10-night celebration of the goddess and all of her forms in Sanskrit that's called Navratri. And if you came to Mariel's class, she themed around it and will continue to theme around it. For my teaching brain, I'm sectioning off September still as the holiday of our elephant-headed god, and then next week for October, we'll start the goddess stories. But I just wanted to let you know, if you're looking at your calendar or seeing things on the internet, yesterday was the first official day of Navratri. But today, we don't talk about the goddess, we talk about her son, Ganesh. And for the past few weeks, I've been sharing a few stories about him and how he relates to our physical practice. And he's the god. There's the stuffed animal of him here. Oh, the big statue of him already went down. His season has passed. But like one in, one out, that's it. But he is the god who has the very large head of an elephant, the body of a baby boy. He's often seen with 2 or sometimes 4 arms, where he's holding something different in each one of the arms. And over the past couple of weeks, I told stories of his origin stories, of what he's holding in his hands. And today, I want to tell you the story about his little vehicle that he walks and rides around on, his companion, his compatriot that he carries through in place to place. And so, in all of the mythological stories, all of the gods and goddesses, they're not often alone. They always have a vehicle, or in Sanskrit, that's called a vahana, that they ride with. Shiva, the Lord of Destruction, the great Lord of Yoga, his vehicle is the cow, Nandi, who walks through and around in every direction that he moves towards. Durga, the warrior goddess, her stories are coming next week, she rides on the back of a lion or a tiger, the greatest animal in the animal kingdom. And Ganesh, despite his formidable size, his vehicle is the tiniest animal in the lineage, a little mouse. And I want to tell you the small, as quick as I can, origin story of how the mouse came to be. So once upon a time, thousands of years ago, there was a demon that existed. And in Sanskrit, when you hear the word asura, A-S-U-R-A, it signifies one that lives in the shadows, one that is more in touch with their demon side rather than the side of good. And so this demon, he's doing his daily penances. He does yoga every day, he does his offerings, his meditations, and finally he achieves the attention of the god, the great god of Shiva. And the demon says, I ask a boon of you. I'm doing all this work. Shiva says, I see that you're doing daily work. Even though I know you're bad, I see that you're doing all of your daily rituals and habits. What is it that you want? And the demon says, I never want to be killed by any weaponry. I want to be seemingly immortal. And Shiva says, okay, who am I to say I can't give this to you? You've done everything that you needed to do, and so I give you this boon of seeming immortality. And then the demon takes this power and creates havoc and chaos. This is how a lot of the stories of the mythology goes. He creates havoc, he destroys worlds, he builds this demonic army, and those that are left don't really know what to do. And Shiva says, I can't do anything. I gave him the power, he did the work. Good luck, see what happens. And so Ganesh comes along, the elephant-headed god. And Ganesh is known to be the remover of obstacles. He's also known to be very determined and patient and doesn't allow for anything to kind of stop the path that he needs to go towards. So the story goes is that he goes to war with this demon. Weapons are thrown, chaos is ensued, and the demon says, I know how I'm going to get out of this. I'm going to shapeshift and I'm going to transform into a little mouse because this giant elephant-headed god will never find me if I'm that small. But little do we know that Ganesh, the largest of ears, the most formidable of size, sees the mouse immediately, and in his compassionate state, he says, I'm not going to kill you, but I'm going to ride you. You are now my animal. And he makes this demon, who is now the little mouse, turn into his vehicle that carries him through. And after many, many years, this relationship blossoms where they're never seen without the other. They're always in association with the other, and one always helps the other get out of scenarios that neither of them want to be in. And so, I often I say this metaphorical phrase? What's the phrase where you don't need an answer to it? Rhetorical. Oh, scrambled eggs. A rhetorical phrase of why do I bring up mythology in a yoga class? Why do I tell you about these stories when sometimes they have nothing to do with our practice? And you can take them as just a moment of adult story time, of being able to think about something that you may not have ever heard of before and let your mind wander and get distracted. Or you can think of them as a way in which to see parts and versions of yourself, meaning, in the way that we tell the stories here, you're every character. You are the demonic little mouse, you are Ganesh, you are Shiva who gives the boon, and they're all aspects of your own condition. And so today we're moving into a pose that isn't necessarily demonic, it's just interesting. Yeah, it's not a pose that we stay in for a long time or that we be in for a significant period of time. But the story of the mouse and Ganesh, it teaches us that in companionship, you as Ganesh, the mouse is your breath, you too can begin to get in and through and around the seemingly demonic, the seemingly precarious, and the seemingly spacious to create a new story that you might not have ever realized could possibly happen. So we'll see where it takes us. We're moving towards a big old bind, a big old hip opener, and an arm balance, all in one, all wrapped in one. So your tools, your weaponry, your straps, your blocks, your blankets will be your greatest resource. So this is the time to use them to your advantage. Let's begin when you're ready in a comfortable seat, however that looks for you. If you'd like to start lying down, please feel free to do so. If you'd like to start with your legs crossed underneath you or seated on your knees, but give yourself a moment to arrive. You might sit up on some soft propping, your blanket or your block, so that your hips fall naturally higher than your knees. It just stacks the deck in your own favor. And as your hands fall anywhere they fall, into your lap or on top of your thighs, let your eyes soften or close so you can listen for your own breath. Your vehicle, your little mouse, that you never have to think about. And it's always there, right next to you, around you, and surrounding you. But can you notice this relationship with your own breath? The moment you remember your breath, it simply remembers you right back. So without the need yet to change or shift or alter your breath, can you see where your vehicle, your companion, prefers to be this afternoon? For some of us, it stays higher up in the chest, more in the front parts of your body. And now the more you notice and remember your breath, can you feel it naturally begin to deepen? Your next inhale might move from your nose down into your belly and up into your heart. And as you exhale, offer the breath up and out through the crown of your head, letting your head stack above your heart and your heart above your hips. A few more breaths just on your own as you let each inhale move in, down, and wide, tethering you to yourself. And every exhale pours back into the earth and up and out in every direction. Let's begin our time here with each other and with your own breath, with 3 more rounds of that breath. So give yourself a moment to place your hands to center anywhere that might feel for you, on your body, or perhaps in front of your heart in that moment of self-reverence. If your hands are in Anjali Mudra, you might pull your thumbs back to touch your heart as you lift your heart up into your thumbs to meet yourself where you are. Wait for your inhale as it fills you up completely. And exhale to offer that breath out. 2 more times, just on your own. The bottom of your breath, pause for a moment. take notice of any difference that comes when you listen for and remember your breath. And as you keep a thread of that connection inward, let your hands release, softly blink your eyes open, and come forward to tabletop this afternoon to start to link movement and breath together. You might have your blocks framing out the top corners of your mat. Perhaps you use them as we begin to move around. But in today's table, just to take up a little extra room, bring your hands as wide as your mat if they're not already. Let your pointer fingers or even your thumbs face forward to give your wrists a little more room. And now with your knees under your hips, curl your toes under and begin to round and arch your spine, moving with your breath through a few rounds of cat and cow. Start to feel not just how your body moves on its own, but how your body and your breath, the vehicle that you have, can start to harmonize together. You might stay more rounded or arched for a few extra rounds. You might move forward and back, your hips towards your heels, or shoulders forward of your wrists. But notice what it feels like to move at the fluency of your own breath. As you come back through table, come to your neutral spine on your next breath or two. For an early calf stretch, keep your right leg where it is, reach your left leg back behind you, curl your toes and reach through your left heel, and notice what you feel in the back of your left leg. You might keep your heel still, you might rock it forward and back. But as the heel goes back, can you slide the chest and the very top of your head forward? Let all four sides of your neck grow longer. And then after a few breaths on your first side, take your time to switch. Bend your left, reach back through your right. Notice what you feel inside too, in these unlit corners of yourself. Can your breath, imagine as if it could move from your belly down to the left right calf. And as the heel goes back, slide the chest and your heart forward to grow long. Come back to table, find your neutral spine. Walk your hands another handprint forward of your shoulders. Let them stay as wide as your mat. With your knees behind your hips, curl your toes and take all the time that you need to make your way back to downward facing dog as you lift your hips to the sky. In your down dog, walk your feet an inch wider than they already are. An inch is a lot shorter than you might think, so just a few centimeters wider. And now lift both of your heels and soften your knees. Let your hamstrings and the backs of your legs get a little break. With your knees bent, stick your butt up and back towards the wall behind you and keep your left knee bent as you pedal your right heel towards the earth. Notice what you feel now in the back of your right leg. Now soften your right knee, think butt high to the sky. Pedal your left heel to the ground as you take a full breath in through the nose and a longer breath out through your nose or mouth. The bottom of your breath, lift your heels, soften your knees, peek forward, and 1 foot at a time, walk your feet towards your palms to come into your forward fold. You might have your blocks right around you, so your hands come high up onto blocks out in front of your feet. Let the floor meet you where you are. I like to widen my feet an inch or two and soften the knees, to let my belly rest onto the thighs and let my head get heavy. But as you gently nod your head yes and slowly nod your head no, see what it feels like to have your head below your chest and the quality of your own breath, a longer breath in and a slow, steady breath out. Now hands climb up onto your hips, stand through your legs, and a big inhale brings you all the way up to rise as your hands come down by your sides. With your feet right underneath you, take an inhale to reach your arms forward and up to the sky. On your exhale, soften your knees and fold over your legs. As you inhale, come up halfway to lengthen, hands to your shins or blocks as your heart grows longer. And exhale to fold, plant your palms and step it back to your plank, the top of a push-up. Now with your knees up or down, let those hands be as wide as your mat. Take up a little space. Without moving your legs, can you hug your legs towards each other as if they could become one energetic pillar? Now, without moving your hands, hug the palms towards each other. Feel the forearms, even the shoulder blades engage. Now slide your ears back, let your head come in line with your chest, a big breath in. And as you exhale, bend your elbows to lower all the way down onto your belly. With your hands as wide as your mat, take your time. Inhale to come up for air, cobra or baby cobra as you lift your chest. And on your exhale, take it back to downward facing dog, tabletop, or puppy pose for 3 slow, steady breaths. Take a longer breath in through the nose, let it fill your belly and up into your heart. And as you exhale, press through your palms to lift your hips up and back towards the wall behind you. Take one more full breath in through the nose and a deeper breath out through your nose or parted lips. And following your breath more than my voice, at the bottom of your exhale, lift your heels, soften your knees, peek forward and come forward, feet to your hands into your standing forward fold. On your inhale, come up halfway. Let the fronts of your feet be heavy as your heart and head reaches forward. And exhale to fold in towards yourself. Use your own fists and measure your feet generally 2 fists width apart, about hip distance. And with those toes pointing forward, bend your knees, sit your butt back, and climb your palms up onto your thighs for this round of chair pose. As your butt gets heavy to the back of your mat, either look or feel if the knees are knocking in towards each other. Can you guide them open towards your second and third toes? And now press into your thighs to lift your chest away from the ground. You can stay here. This will give you more support in your low back. If you want to add some heat in the upper body, reach your arms to the sky. But remember your little vehicle, your tiny little mouse, through your own breath. A full breath in, down, and wide. Stay for the exhale, let your butt get heavy as you lift your heart, even your gaze, away from the floor. Now on your inhale, come all the way up to rise. Reach up, touch the sky. And as you exhale, stay standing and let your arms come down by your sides. Now reach your right arm to the floor like an anchor. Start to tip up and over to the left. Let your right ear drop towards your right shoulder. Breathe into the left side of your neck. Your butt might sway off center to the left. But picture as your right arm moves down, you start reaching over to the right-hand side. You can stay here, or for a side bend, sweep your left arm forward and then slowly overhead towards the right. This is from Desiree this weekend. This is the only thing I'm going to take for her from today. But breathe into that left side body. Slide your ears back to lift your chin as you listen for your breath. Now let that left arm drop forward as you come all the way back upright. Bring the shoulders back, slide the ears back, and one more side. Think like your left arm's a paperweight, an anchor rocking you to the earth. Drop your left ear to your left shoulder, breathe into the right side of your neck, and even let your butt sway off center over to the right. If you'd like, at the last moment when it can no longer get heavy, sweep your right arm forward, and then off to the side, overhead, for this version of standing crescent. Take a full breath in. Stay for the exhale. Think ears back to lift your chin. Let there be space for breath to come through. And then drop your right arm back forward. Come all the way up to stand. Big breath in to reach up, touch the sky. And exhale to fold in towards yourself. Keep your right foot forward. Step your left foot all the way back to catch your lunge. Pivot your left heel to the ground like Warrior Two. And with your hands on blocks or fingertips, walk your hands one palm at a time to the left corner of your mat. That's it. So let your whole body come to the inside of your right thigh. Picture from your hips up, you're in downward facing dog. So with your hands on the floor or up on blocks, walk them forward of your shoulders and wider than your shoulders. And now press through your palms to lift your butt up and back towards the long edge of your mat. Take a full breath in through the nose. Stay for your exhale as high as your hips are. Can you bend into your right thigh and guide your right knee open towards your pinky toes? Good. Now the legs don't change. Walk your hands back to come under your shoulders. Climb your right forearm up onto your right thigh. And bring your left hand to your hip to start for this version of extended side angle. With your right toes and knee pointing forward, tiny bend in your left knee so it doesn't lock. And now hug the shoulder blades together as you slide your ears back. You can stay here, or for that same version of the side stretch, sweep your left arm forward, down towards the earth. Reach through the left fingertips as your left arm extends towards the front of the room. Notice if the chest and head went forward, slide the ribs back, slide the ears back, and lean back against yourself as you take a full breath in. Stay for your exhale, maybe bend 1 more inch into your right thigh. And now on your inhale, look down. Bring your hands to the earth or blocks. Lift your left heel and step it forward. Left leg meets your right. Inhale to come up halfway. Think chest and heart long to the front of the room. And as you exhale, fold in towards yourself. For that second side, keep your left foot forward. Step your right foot all the way back to lunge. Spin your right heel down onto the earth. And one hand or one block at a time, walk your hands over to the right corner of your mat for this hybrid pose called down dog lunge. So from those hips up, with your hands forward and wider than your shoulders, really use your palms on the earth. And now push through your palms to lift your butt up and back. And as your hips stay lifted, bend into your left thigh and guide that knee open away from your shoulder, away from the armpit. A full breath in through the nose. Stay for your exhale. Try to release the gripping sensation of your fingers around the blocks or on the floor. And now the legs stay the same. Walk your hands back to lift up through your chest. Climb your left forearm up onto your left thigh and start with your right hand on your hip to begin. As you come into this version of Parsvotkonasana, extended side angle, hug your feet in towards each other. Imagine like you could create a bubble in the middle of your mat. And now the ribs slide back, the shoulder blades hug in as you slide your ears back. Stay here with your hand on your hip, or as you sweep your right arm in front of your belly, then sweep it forward towards the front of the room. Good. Press down through the right pinky toes. Reach out through the right waist, through the fingertips, through the crown of your head as you take a big breath in and a deeper breath out. Now on your inhale, unwind, look to the earth. Bring your palms to the ground and step it all the way back to downward facing dog. Notice what you feel from side to side. With your hands as wide as your mat, inhale through to plank pose, the top of your push-up. Take your time, exhale to lower Chaturanga Dandasana. On your inhale, come up for air, cobra. Think shoulder blades kiss on the upper back. And on your exhale, take it up and back to downward facing dog. From your down dog, wait for your breath. Inhale the right leg, lift it up and back. Now as you exhale, draw your right knee to your nose for core plank, shoulders over your wrists. You can always tap your right toes to the floor, but here lift your left thigh higher, lift your butt higher. You might look forward and scoop your right thigh 1 more inch towards the front of the room. Now inhale to reach the right leg up and back, grow long. 1 more as you exhale, right knee to left shoulder. Let the shoulders come over your wrists. Now notice if the butt wants to drop, lift your left hip, your hip tush to the sky and scoop your right thigh 1 centimeter further forward. Inhale to reach the right leg up and back. And as you exhale, step your right foot through or around to catch your lunge. Whee! Wait for your breath. Come up to rise for high lunge. On the first side, reach your arms and your chest to the sky. You might walk your right foot 1 inch or 2 over to the right. Picture your feet are less on a balance beam. But lift your back heel, knee, and thigh. Stretch up through the fingertips. Try to look away from the floor as you bend into your right leg. Now again, keep the legs the same. Bend your left elbow. Give yourself a pat on the back. And let your right fingertips hold onto your elbow. Now think elbow to the ceiling. Gently press your head back to lift your chin. And notice when the head goes back, do the ribs and belly go forward like mine do? Slide the ribs back. You can stay here, or we've done a baby side stretch already. If you'd like to tip up and over to the right, you can. But listen for your breath, a full breath in and down. Stay for your exhale. Think head back and your ribs back. Now inhale to come all the way up through center. Let go of your elbow, bring your hands to the earth, and step it back to downward facing dog. Notice what you feel from side to side. Last side, inhale to float the left leg to the sky. Now as you exhale, left knee to your nose for core plank. Maybe your left foot is lifted or tapped down, but feel your right thigh. Lift your right thigh higher, lift your butt higher, and then scoop your left thigh 1 more inch forward. Inhale to reach the left leg up and back. And on your exhale, last one with a twist, left knee to right shoulder. The butt wants to drop, lift it higher. The right thigh wants to drop, lift that higher. Even look forward and scoop the left thigh 1 inch further forward. Inhale to extend your left leg up and back. And as you exhale, take your time. Step your left foot through or around or use your hand to catch your lunge. On your inhale, inhale to rise for high lunge on the second side. Walk your left foot again as much as you need to the left. But not only as you lift your right heel, can you wrap your right hip forward, think left hip back, and try to look away from the ground. Which direction are you moving towards? Bend your right elbow, give yourself a pat. Let your left fingertips hold on. And for this version of Gomukhasana, think elbow high, head back, and the ribs back to steady the middle of your back. Stay exactly where you are breathing. If you did so on side 1, you might tip up and over to the left, but a full breath in, down, and wide. Stay for your exhale. You might bend into your left thigh as you grow 1 inch taller through your right elbow. On your inhale, come up through center. Release your arms, tap them to the earth, and all the way back to downward facing dog. Pedal your heels from one side to the other. Notice any difference. On your inhale, come forward to plank pose. And as you exhale, lower all the way down onto your belly. Once you're on your belly, sweep your arms alongside of you. Flip your palms down towards the floor. We'll take a breath here in locust. But before we do, like in that first plank, feel your legs. And without moving them, energetically hug your inner thighs towards each other. This will clear space in your low back. Now hug your shoulder blades towards each other. On your inhale, lift your head, lift your chest, float your palms up off of the earth. And as you exhale, let your legs lift away from the ground. As you take flight, can your eyes soften or close? And as the brow widens, remember your own breath, that vehicle to get you in and through the seemingly precarious. Think inner thighs towards each other, inseams of your pants to the ceiling. Shoulder blades kiss on the upper back and lift your palms 1 more inch, a big breath in. And as you exhale, release. You can make a pillow with your hands. You might rest on your cheek or on your forehead. Maybe you slowly wiggle your butt from side to side, but let your breath be smooth, steady, and full as your breath expands into your belly to broaden and widen the lowest part of your back. Okay, 1 more round of that locust. So now the option, do exactly what you just did again. When your arms are free, it gives my chest a lot more room and space to hug together. If you'd like, and your strap is close by, you might grab your strap, picture like I'm on the floor, and hold the strap between your hands at your low back. But anywhere you are, arms free, holding the strap, or you can interlace your hands, it's up to you. Start with your elbows quite bent, a big old bend in the elbows. And now hug your shoulder blades towards each other, hug the legs together. As you inhale, lift your head, your chest, float your arms off the floor or your butt, and exhale to lift your legs up and away from the ground. Let your eyes soften or close, and remember your own breath. Think inner thighs towards each other, inseams of your pants to the sky. Gently tug your strap apart if you're holding it and hug the shoulder blades together. 1 more breath in. Stay for the exhale. Try to release the gripping of your fingers around said strap. And then slowly release. Ditch your strap. Turn onto the other palm or the other cheek. Stay still or wiggle your butt from side to side, but let your breath be full and wide. A tiny little mouse getting you in and through. Now, after a few breaths here on the earth, come up through to tabletop. You might sit back onto your heels, sip some water, shake it out, and we'll spend a few moments on the knees, taking a thigh stretch and a hamstring opener to begin with. So I like to pad with a blanket as needed. I like to have some blocks underneath my hands, just to bring all the support and weaponry to where I need it to be. So from when you're hydrated and you come into your tabletop, start with your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Good. Once your right foot comes to the outside of your hand, walk your left knee back another inch or two, so towards the back of your mat. And now this time, one hand at a time, walk your hands an inch or two over to the left, towards the left corner. With your right foot down, lift your chest. And now look back at your left foot. Bend your left knee, lift your left toes up off the ground. And this time, as you look back at it, maybe your left hand grabs onto your left toes for a thigh stretch. You might stay here with your right hand on a block. You might start to look forward and very carefully walk your right hand back so it's on the inside of your right foot. But as you lift up through your chest, think bottom ribs back. Hug the shoulder blades together, and can you look away from the floor? Stay here, maybe play with some balance and climb your right palm up onto your right thigh. Maybe bring your right hand to your chest. Maybe you reach your right arm up overhead. But take a full breath in, down, and wide. Stay for your exhale as you offer all of that breath out. And now look to the floor, release your right hand first, then let go of your left foot and take it back to table, all fours for a breath or two. Did that walking the hands back to the right help anyone reach the foot? Okay, good. Thigh stretch, second side, bring your left foot to the outside of your left hand. See if your right knee is right below your right hip. If it is, walk it back just another inch so your thigh is more at a diagonal. And now one hand at a time, with or without your blocks, walk your hands over to the right. Lift your chest, and maybe you look back at your right foot to see where it is. This time as you bend your right knee, lift your right toes up off the ground, and reach your right hand around for your right foot. We're just shortening the distance to get there. Think bottom ribs back, shoulder blades together. Stay here, breathing. Or very carefully, mindfully, if you'd like, you might bring your left hand back to the inside of your left leg. And with no rush whatsoever, perhaps you play with the different orientations to gravity. Left palm to your thigh, to your chest or overhead. But take a full breath in, down, and wide. Stay for your exhale. Can you lift your heart, lift your gaze, and maybe let your left thigh get a drop heavier to the earth. Now let your left hand come down first, then let go of your right foot. Plant your palms and back to table, all fours, to notice what you feel and see. A full breath in through the nose, and a longer breath out through your nose or mouth. Okay, this time, lower your hands down onto your sticky mat. Step it back to downward facing dog as you lift your hips up and back to the wall behind you. In your down dog, have your strap within a grabbable distance off to the right, and now lift your left leg up and back. Step your left foot forward to catch your lunge. Take your time, lower your right knee down onto your blanket or onto the floor. And now this is a little bit of Simon Says. Swing your right heel to the left like a kickstand. Bring your left hand onto a block or onto the floor as you climb your right hand up onto your right hip. It's this version of extended side angle with your back knee on the ground. Nice, so instead of right heel to the right, swing your right heel to the left. That's it, and then turn to the brick wall. So as you turn to face the right, think right shoulder up and back, left shoulder up and back, and slide your ears back. And now maybe your right hand sweeps down and in front of you, and then reaches overhead towards the front of the room. Instead of leaning into your left leg, can you send your butt back towards the back of your mat, breathe into the right side waist, and from your left hand, turn your chest open to the sky. A full breath in, and a deeper breath out. And now look down to the earth. Locate your strap. Have it be like a big jump rope. Unravel it from its rubber band and bring both edges of the strap around your left foot. That's it. Let your right hand hold both edges of the strap and keep your left hand down on your block or on the floor. Now we'll keep the right foot on the left foot on the ground the whole time. Give yourself enough slack on the strap that you can bend your right elbow and once again turn your chest back open towards the brick wall. Good, yes. As you press your left thigh back into your left arm, can you use that to turn your belly and chest open to the right, maybe to the sky? A deeper breath in and a longer breath out. Guide your left knee open towards the pinky toes. Good, and now look down, slowly release the strap, plant your palms, and step it back to tabletop. Come onto all fours. Any questions? It's a lot of repeated variations, just adding a little more sauce on top. It can be either. I like it for this one on the outside because it gives my chest a lot of space, but you can also bring it to the inside and kind of use it as a barrier to press into. So it's really up to you. You can play with which side you like better. Does anyone have a preference? Inside. Oh, house divided. There's a seated version for you. This one, you're going to do extended side angle, the back knee lifted, and the same option this way. Yeah. And there is a seated one if you want it. And I'll talk you through. This is not what it looks like, but that's the energy. Questions? Let's do the other side. So take your time. Make your way back to downward facing dog, please. Have your strap off to the left if you used it. Take a breath and notice what you feel and see. Now inhale to lift your right leg up and back. Step it through to catch your lunge. And then Marisa, you spin your back heel to the floor and come into extended side angle. Everyone lower your back knee down onto your mat or blanket. And for this version of supported side plank, or extended side angle, spin your left heel to the right. Keep your right hand on the ground or on a block and climb your left palm up onto your left thigh. So same thing on the other side. We'll do without the strap first. Either the right hand is on the inside or outside of the foot, up to you. But think shoulder blades together. Slide your ears back to lean back. And now begin to sweep your left arm forward in front of your belly and then overhead towards the front of the room. Now, because your right leg is forward, the right leg will take a lot of the weight. Can you lean back? Think left hip towards the back of the room. Turn your belly and chest to the sky and slide your ears back. Breathe into the left side waist. That's it. Now look, change nothing in your low half. Look to the earth, locate your strap, and bring your strap around the ball or the arch of your right foot. Reground your right hand onto your block or on the floor. And now this time, enough slack on the strap to keep your right foot down. Bend your left elbow and turn your chest open to the left. Good. Try to release the gripping sensation of your fingers around the strap. And now notice if that right knee wants to knock in, guide it open towards your pinky toes. And now ribs back, shoulder blades kiss on the upper back, and slide your ears back as you listen for your breath, a deeper breath in and a longer breath out. And now on your inhale, unwind, lower your hands, come back to all fours, sit back to those heels, sip some water, and shake it out, a breath. Okay, so that was the pose that we're doing, but just slightly different with another addition if you're so interested. And now very quickly, we'll do that pose and then we'll come to lie down. I remember when I first heard these stories of Ganesh and all of the demons, and the first question was, this tiny little demon, why didn't someone stop him? Like, why did Shiva give him the boon of immortality? Didn't he know he was bad? And the story and the messaging behind the story is that the demon who turns into the mouse, if we remember that story from the beginning, even though he has shadowy qualities, it doesn't mean that he's not doing the quote unquote work. Does that make sense? Like, he is still doing all of his daily work. He's doing his yoga, he's doing his offerings, he's doing his meditation. And so the point is that even the tendencies that we don't think consume us, they're doing a lot of work. So we said this in teacher training over the weekend, but it's like, how easy is it to reinforce the habits that you know so well that might not necessarily serve you? Like, that's so much easier than starting to change and repattern and do things that might feel a little bit better. And so I'm saying that now because the pose we're moving towards is called Vishwamitrasana. It's called Friend of the Universe. It's by no means an easy place to be in or to hang out in. And for some of us, okay, let me not speak for you. My tendency is to see the pose that the teacher offers and be like, yes, that's it. I'm not taking anything different. That's what I'm doing, no matter how my body is feeling today. And that's a little demon that I'm trying to turn into a mouse, for lack of a better metaphor, of seeing when can I take the variation to be able to explore all of the offerings in a more sustainable way. So I really invite you, if you see what I'm about to do next and you're like, my mouse is saying no, don't do it. We did the exact same thing just a moment ago. This is exactly what we're moving towards, just with the option of lifting this bottom foot up off the ground. And so what it looks like is same setup, back knee down, swing it to the right, you hold your strap. And this time, instead of giving yourself slack on the strap, you hold the strap where it is and lift this foot up off the ground. Now you draw your knee in towards your shoulder. Do you remember those core planks we did? Knee to shoulder, knee to armpit. And then perhaps you straighten this leg forward. Then maybe this leg swings out in front of you to turn your chest to the right. If I wasn't on a sticky mat, and this sticky mat is like glue, what would happen is as soon as this leg lifted, that back knee would want to slip down. And that's where I wouldn't find space to lift this leg. So what I'm offering is forget about what this right leg is doing or the front leg. Think not how high or where it can go, but how much can you reinforce the back thigh? So I'm trying to hug the back knee forward, send this butt cheek back. And as I move that hip back, that's what gives me more space. Also, more slack on the strap gives me more space. But I want you to think not here, creating some resistance and tension with your arm forward of your shoulder. Your turn, Monday. Let's try it. Once on each side, and then we're done. So come into downward facing dog, please, with your strap off to the right side of your mat. Take a couple of breaths and call yourself back to your metaphorical tiny little mouse, that breath that supports, that informs, and whose currents you ride. Now from your down dog, lift your left leg up and back. Step your left foot through to catch your lunge. Lower your back knee to your support. Swing your right heel to the left. Keep your left hand on a block or on the floor as you climb your right palm up onto your right thigh. Start to turn from your belly, open to the right. We were just here as you lean your butt to the back of the room. Turn your belly and chest open to the right, breathing in through the nose and out through your nose or mouth. Now already, can you send the top of your right thigh, that's the bottom leg, back towards your friend behind you. Locate your strap, bring it around your left foot, and now up to you. Do exactly what you just did again. Give yourself slack on the strap to bend your elbow and reach to the sky. If you want to lift the leg, keep your right hand close to the left foot, holding the strap. Lean into your left hand and now hug your right thigh forward. Lift your left foot up off the ground. Flex your left foot. Maybe your left leg reaches straight ahead towards the brick wall. Maybe you begin to give yourself enough slack on the strap to reach your left leg forward towards the front of the room as you bend your right elbow towards the sky, breathing in through the nose and all the way out through the nose or mouth. And when you do not want to do this anymore, look down, lower your left foot, ditch your strap, and peel yourself back to tabletop. Nice, y'all. How did that go? Yes. Sure. Yeah, and I can also come around to take a peek. Your back heel might want to swing more to the side. I'll do it. Any questions that I can answer before one last side? There's not enough time today, but if this is of interest to you, the Tuesday night class is just 15 minutes longer. We do it with the back knee lifted for fun. That could either be inspirational or a deterrent, so I take no offense. Let's do the last side, yeah? So come to your downward facing dog. Just feel both feet on the ground. Take a breath. In through the nose, out through your nose or mouth. Now lift your right leg up. Draw your right foot forward to catch your lunge. Have your strap off to the left side of your mat. And as you lower your left back knee down, swing your left heel all the way off to the left. Bring your right hand high up onto a block on the outside of your right foot for this one. As your right hand comes high up onto a block with your left hand on your hip, turn your chest open to the left. Now guide your right knee open towards your right pinky toes. Hug the shoulder blades together and lean back. Sweep your left arm down and forward in front of you. We were here before as you stretch your left arm towards the front of the room. Now think butt to the back of your mat, chest to the ceiling. Stay here and breathe, or look to the ground, and for that first variation, find your strap, loop it around your right foot, and bring both edges of the strap into just your left hand. That's it. If you'd like, you might stay where you were. Give yourself enough slack on the strap to turn your chest open to the sky. If you're interested in exploring that leg, keep your left hand close to your strap, keep close to your foot, lean into your right hand and lift your right foot up off the ground. Hug your left thigh forward, send your butt back, then maybe you straighten your right leg forward towards the flat wall. Perhaps you give yourself enough slack on the strap to bend your left elbow and sweep your right arm forward. Think ribs back, shoulder blades together, and the ears back to lean back against yourself. Breathing. On an inhale with care, when you're ready, release the leg. Lower your hands, lower your feet, back to all fours. And one last downward facing dog. Last one of class as you lift your hips to the sky. Pedal your heels from side to side. Notice any difference that you feel and see. And with your hands as wide as your mat, inhale through to plank pose. Exhale to lower all the way to your belly. Drink in that breath for cobra. Take an extra few breaths there. Press your feet down. Hug your thighs towards each other. Hug the shoulder blades together and slide your ears back so your head is in line with your heart. A big breath in. Stay for the exhale. Soften the jaw and the eyebrows. And then slowly release all the way back to your belly. Let's meet on our backs. So however you'd like to come onto your back, your head will come to the front of the room, feet to the back of the room. Have your therapy balls within a grabbable distance. If you need any, you can stay lying down and then raise your hand and I can bring some over to you. And also have your block within a grabbable distance too. You'll use all those before we come to lay down. Block and therapy balls, you can release them off to the side. Let your head and shoulders come down, and as you bend your knees, bring both feet onto the floor. Of course, knock your knees into each other, and let your hands come onto your belly or onto your chest, and take a breath into your palms. That little vehicle, that vahana of your breath. It's always there. You never have to think about it. But the moment you remember your breath, it simply remembers you right back. Whether in times of binds and twists and arm balances, or whether in times when gravity can hold the steadiness of you, a bigger breath in and a deeper breath out. We'll take a few rounds of breath in supported bridge. So keep your knees bent. Draw your heels close to your tush and stack your knees over your ankles so that your thighs are in line with your hips. Now, as you wiggle your shoulder blades together, press the back of your head softly into the earth. Press through your feet to lift your hips and slide a block to its lowest or second lowest height, right underneath your butt. If you want to come up higher, I just like to stack the 2 blocks like sandwich bread on top of each other. I find it to be more supportive than the narrow height. But remember, a place that you can breathe in and call yourself back to earth. Once your hips are on any height of blocks, wiggle your shoulder blades towards one another. Gently press the back of your head down. And now your hands might come rest on your body. They might come alongside of you, but take 5 slow, steady breaths in. Nice. If you can, walk your feet a little closer together and then hug your knees in gently so that they're in line. That might give some more space. Can you feel your breath fill from your belly into your lungs and up into your heart? And as you exhale through your nose or parted lips, feel those points of view that are touching the earth and the blocks soften an ounce more. That fluency of your own breath, your little mouse, that shape shifts, that transforms, but is there in relationship with you at every given moment. Now, after a few breaths in your supported bridge, press through your feet with the least amount of effort to lift your hips and slide the block out from under your tush. Lower your hips to the earth and being mindful of just any props or neighbors with your feet as wide as your mat. Drop your knees over to the right. Your hands might be on your belly or on your ribs or off to the side if there's room, like a big T. Now inhale to draw the knees back up through center. And a long exhale to drop your knees over to the left. Once more with your breath, wait for the inhale to let the knees come all the way back up. And a long, full exhale, let the weight of your legs drop to the right. On your own, as you move to the left, let the belly, the chest, and the back of your head be soft and full. Now the next time you draw your knees back through center, give them a hug in towards your chest or belly. You might keep the knees and thighs more towards each other, or to come into your version of happy baby, perhaps the knees and thighs widen. Your hands might catch the backs of your thighs, your calves, or the pinky edges of your feet as your knees move to the earth and your feet reach to the sky. But can you feel the back of your head and your tailbone get heavy to the earth and breathe into all of those points of view that are touching the floor? And now with care, release your legs down to the ground. There's some options this afternoon. Before we come into Shavasana, I'll talk you through a therapy ball in the back of your head. If you'd like to set up early for rest, you're more than welcome to do so. We'll meet you there momentarily. But for this therapy ball work in the back of the head, you can take those therapy balls out of the tote, grab one in each hand, and now we all have those 2 very bony points at the bottom of your skull, the top of your neck. So think less of the C curve in your neck, but higher up at the base of your skull. If it doesn't feel too sensitive, those therapy balls can come right to those 2 points. And I find if I don't lightly hold them, they tend to slip and my head falls. So you might gently hold as your elbows drop down to the earth. Take a full breath in through the nose and open your mouth to let that breath out. Now you might gently nod your head yes, and slowly nod your head no, and notice any small, subtle, or large sensations in the back of your head. Now after a few breaths at the base of your skull, take your time to maybe come up slightly higher, more to the middle of your skull. It's up to you. The therapy balls might be touching, they might be wider apart. But as your hands gently hold, your elbows tap down, slowly nod your head yes, softly nod your head no. With this care and curiosity of the whole back of your being. The next time you nod your head no to the right, you might make small circles there, or even gently open and close your mouth. The next time you nod your head no to the left, the same, but deep breaths in through the nose, and long exhales out through your mouth. After a few breaths, release the therapy balls off to the side and let the weight of your head drop down onto the earth. As you set yourself up for Shavasana, give yourself a moment or two to take any props or layers that you need. You might let your hair down or set your glasses safely off to the side. Thanks for coming. Side laying Shavasana, or even laying on your belly. Thanks for coming. I'll take this. But if there's anything you can do to become even 1% comfortable, more comfortable than you are already, please feel free to take it. Know that you can shift or adjust at any given time. Bye, Fran. Thank you. And as you drape yourself and your body onto the altar of the earth, can you listen for that vehicle of your breath? We're here. Each round of your breath lets your body become heavier into the earth. And the heavier your physical body becomes, the more expansive, the more spacious, and the broader you may just start to feel. Begin to deepen your breath. Take a breath in through the nose, let it fill you up. And exhale to offer all of that breath out. Let your breath begin to slowly awaken the body that you're in with any gentle movement that feels supportive to you. You might roll your wrists or your ankles in one or the other direction. Perhaps you tip your head from one side to the other heavy against its support. Or just being mindful of any props or those around you. You might reach your legs away from your arms or draw your knees in towards your chest. But when the time comes, you can bend both knees, feel your feet onto the earth, reach one or both of your arms overhead as you roll over to any side of your choice to curl into yourself. Now, with the least amount of effort needed, press into the floor and come up to rise to a tall seat facing the front of the room. We'll close our practice the same way we began, with one more of those same breaths. You can place your hands to center, anywhere that feels for you, as you take a deep breath in to offer all of it out. You might bow your head to your heart or lift your hands to your own head in such a simple but sweet gesture of self-reverence, bowing to yourself, to your breath, and those next to you who practiced alongside with you. And I bow to each one of you all. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Happy fall. Enjoy the week, the day, drink water, take care of yourselves. There's this new, amazing, a week-old wipes dispenser that looks like the grocery store robot that follows you around in the fancy grocery stores. But if there are any props or mats that you used from the studio, if you want to give them a swipe over with, here. And then announcements. I'm teaching the last free class at the Art Museum this Saturday from 9 to 10. It's BYO Mat. It's in the Art Museum Sculpture Garden. And you get a discount to the museum that's valid for a year. The weather is supreme. It is perfect weather outside, and the class has been very sweet. And NPR just told me the new Calder Museum opened up on Sunday. So if you want to make an art museum Fairmount Park day of it, I'll be there on Saturday, and then I'll be indoors for the rest of the fall and winter. No more outdoor yoga classes for me. And Eric is teaching 2 restorative classes this weekend, one on Saturday and one on Sunday from 5:30 to 7. So if you want to get sweetly tucked in and then call a friend to drive you home, because that's how I feel after restorative yoga, where I need somebody to pick me up, that's this weekend. Anyone else have announcements? Molly's here, who owns, not an announcement, but Molly owns Molly's Books and Records in the Italian Market. Go, that's the announcement? Oh, yeah. 10 till 6 every day. Anyone else? Doing things, seeing things?
Are they going to free cumbia dance classes at Capitola Playground on Monday nights at 6:30 in the cute little gym?
Oh.
It's free cumbia dance classes. It's really fun.
Is there somewhere to find that? Like an Instagram, or it's just word of mouth?
There's like the guy's Instagram,
Uh-huh.
it's Gabe_Unidos, but yeah, it's hard to find.
Mondays.
But Monday night, 6:30.
Okay. Thank you.
It's at 9th and Federal.
Ah. Near Passenger. Thanks, y'all. See you soon. Thank you. Thank you. Good to see you.
It's nice to see you. How are you?
I'm good. I was at Desiree all weekend, and I thought I was going to be more tired and sore than I was, but I'm like buzzing in a fun way.
Drank a lot last night.
Yeah. So different feeling, but same.
Because I had my 30-year anniversary party for First Thing